Hi, this is Cousin Russ. Uh, I'm going to present to you how I am handling a record set on Ancestry.com from the Shaky Leaves, and it's the U.S. Find a Grave Index Collection, 1600s to current. From my Ancestry member tree, I am pulling up all hints for that collection. And I can do that with I've talked about this in an earlier um, hangout and video, and Randy Seaver and I have talked about how to do that. But I have pulled up the list of um, all of the hints in my Ancestry member tree for this collection. Now I'm going to click on one of the people in that list, and this is what I get. Now, there is some good data that I want into my database, and there is an image for that collection. For this specific record group, I am going to start a breadcrumb to get to the Find a Grave website. Now, I can go there from here, but I am going to choose not to do that. I'm going to create a breadcrumb, so when I am focusing on the Find a Grave, I'm going to record a citation differently from Find a Grave than I will from this record collection. So let me switch over to Family Tree Maker. And what I'm going to do there, started in a planned workspace as I usually do, and I'm going to, one of those people, I take the name that was on that list and I come and find that person in my database, and there is one of those shaky leaves. And if I hover over the leaf, it says there's 4 ancestry hints found. I am going to click on that link. And what I should see is the 4 hints that I saw, one of which is that Find a Grave Index 1600 to current. And I'm going to select that image, and that's the same image that I showed you from the Ancestry member tree. Now, while I'm here, you will notice that there's an indication about the new format for this website, and it's a new view, and I'm using it and I like it. I'm going to get rid of that view for here, and so that it goes away, and so that you can see the image that I saw from the website. So this is data that's on this record from Ancestry. This is from Ancestry, not Find a Grave. This is from Ancestry. And I want to get this data into my file. Now down at the bottom, I can see in the lower left-hand corner information in my tree. In the lower right-hand corner is the information that Ancestry has from this record. Now, I'm not going to do anything more than merge the data from here. And I'm going to show you a trick. Before I do the merge, I need to pick up some information. And I learned this while working with this record group. I noticed down here that the burial is just going to give me the location, but this record up here shows me the cemetery name. So I am going to highlight that cemetery name and hit Control-C, which copies that information onto my browser clipboard. Down at the bottom right-hand corner, you will notice that there is a pencil icon, which means that I can edit that entry. This is the only record group that I have found on Ancestry where I'm going to do this. And I'm clicking on the place name, and I click the home button on my keyboard to get to the beginning of the line. And I'm going to hit Control-V and comma space. what that did is took the cemetery name and put it into the place name field. And I'm going to click OK. You'll notice that the cemetery name is down there in the burial field. So now I can merge the data. So I did an edit in the lower right-hand corner to bring in the cemetery name, and I edited it using this pencil mark over here. Now I'm going to click merge. When I click merge, it'll bring up my screen that I can compare what's in my database against what's from Ancestry, so I know what I want to do with it. Now, that's his name as I have it in my database, but the record says J, and I want to keep that. So I have the choice of making an alternate, or I can discard it, which is in the next field. I do not want to discard it because the record says just the date, not the birth location. So I'm going to get alternative, the alternate birth fact, the death fact, same thing. I'm going to make it the alternative, and because I want to, it doesn't, I'm going to have to edit this. I want to edit this age out, but I'll do that when I get the information into my database. The cemetery name is exactly the same because I've actually been to the cemetery and it's already in my database from Find a Grave. So I've already recorded this record from Find a Grave, but I'm managing my hints, and I got this information from someplace else. I'm getting it from Ancestry, not Find a Grave, but it's actually complementing the data that I already have, which is no surprise in this specific record. I'm going to click next, and it gives me the spouse name, and it gives me two spouse names, and he was married twice, and I'm going to merge. And when I click merge, the program said that's the same two people, and I click next, and it asks me again, what information do I want to keep, discard, and make alternative? I'm going to leave her name as alternative because it's got the H, not her married name or birth name spelled out. But look what's here. I have, she was born about 1811 or 1911, but on the index from Ancestry, it gave me her birth name. And I'm going to keep that one because the about probably came from a census record, but now I have her full birth date. I like that. The next one I'm going to keep as well because it's got her death date, but not where, which is fine. Now, here is again what the record came in from Ancestry, but I'm going to discard this because the record said the cemetery. So I'm going to discard just the place name and put the citation onto the burial fact, and she is in fact buried there as well. I click next, and there is the summary that comes up. It's been edited. There was no image, although we saw an image, and this is why I'm doing this. I don't want to have to, that image is not on the Ancestry index. Ancestry is letting us see that, but if I want to get that image, I need to go to the Find a Grave website, and that is a different citation. Remember, I'm talking about hints and by record groups, and this is an index from Ancestry.com. So I am now going to do my merge, and it's taken the data that I just selected, and it is merging it into Family Tree Maker, and it will, when it completes the merge, it says merge complete, click close to continue. I hit closed. Now, the next thing I need to do is go to the sources workspace. So I'm going to go to the sources workspace, and I have to remember, and this is why I do it in record groups, I need to remember where Family Tree Maker put that record. And in fact, it is in the US Find a Grave source group, but you'll notice over here that there is, on the right hand side, there is no template format, which means the data from that I am looking at right now is not in the template format. But it's easy for me to get it from this freeform citation into the template, and I'm going to pull this down arrow, and I'm going to go up to where the template is that I created earlier, and it's Find a Grave. This is the compiler. All the data is on Find a Grave. The index in Family Tree Maker and Ancestry.com is Find a Grave index 1600 current. I'm going to select that, and now that record group is that record that I just merged is now in the template format, but it's not formatted correctly. I know if I click on the way I have set up my templates, and I've talked about this before, when I created this template, there's the creator's surname, the compiler of this database is Find a Grave. The database index is Find a Grave index 1600s to current. Ancestry.com is the website that I got it from. And there's the URL. And when I created it, I know that they created this index in 2012. What I put in comments is the data that I need to enter into the citation detail. So I highlight that and I hit Control-C and I click OK. And then I come up here and paste that information and I enter the full name. The full name is William J. But I know that's what the record told me. I'm going to put an editorial comment, and I'm going to spell out his full name and close that editorial comment because his full name is James. The record said J. I'm going to put my 2 cents in and put his name, and I'm going to put the bracket of his birth year, 1914 to 1985, close parentheses, and I'm going to get rid of my hints, and then I'm going to put accessed 16 November 2014, and I have an extra space in there. I'll get rid of that. I don't want this citation text to be in the citation, the reference note, and I don't want the URL. So now I have moved all that data through the web merge. There's the full citation. If I clicked on view source, that would open up a browser window that will take me back to that same page. Now I will go into his name because I want to make sure that I have everything that I need from that record. And remember, I always can go back to look at the record if I go to the search website. Now, just for grins and giggles, if I need to, I'm going to highlight that citation and copy source citation with that second icon in case I need to use that someplace else. And everything looks good except that the burial shows a place name that's not been resolved. I want to resolve that first, but do I need to? No, I don't, because you'll see that I already have it in here as preferred. So I'm going to select that, and now I'm going to click New and Paste Link. So I've now taken that new citation, and I didn't have to resolve this place name because I already had it resolved. So I can get rid of that citation or that fact, and the one that I had in here, the citation is still on that fact. Now, I had another record that recorded exactly when he was buried. That was from my mother, who was there. So that is, it's also there. Matter of fact, I'm going to make that the preferred fact because it is more complete. So I know that he was buried December 24th. In fact, I was there as well, but my mother recorded and I didn't. So it is now fully recorded, and I would look at I can go back here to the web search feature and see everything that's here that I picked it up, and I recorded it on his fact. So bottom line, that is how I handle citations using this index, using this specific record group on Ancestry, and that's how I am handling that record group. It's really I will have, this is breadcrumbs, because as you saw on my example, I've already got data from Find a Grave. This is just pointing back to it, and I will create a report to find every time that I have a cemetery name where I don't have a Find a Grave record, then I will be able to go to the Find a Grave website to go back and make sure I pick up the data. Again, this is a minor detail, but the fact that there's an image there, I want to go see the image on the Find a Grave website so I know who put it there. Right now, I don't know who the owner, who has copyright for that picture. I know it's not me. Well, in fact, that specific picture I did take, so it is mine. And I know that, but I want to go back to the Find a Grave website so that I can contact the photographer who put that image up online. So that's just how I'm handling this specific record group on Ancestry.com. Thank you very much and have a great day.